Hi, Tom. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks for coming in again. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
that.
welcome.
So, tell me where we're at and how things have been going with
Oh man. Well, last time we spoke, I got into that Camp Haven over there on US One,
you. I heard.
and but they kicked me out.
Wow.
It's just I had a problem with the guy that runs it. The fat guy got in my face. They kicked me out. I couldn't take it anymore. But that's it. When I keep to myself, I'm all right. But when I'm around other people, I get into problems. So I'm back out on the street. I'm kind of staying with this lady at the church. She's kind of helping me out, but I don't know how much longer I can stay there.
I see. So, you're thinking that, or you're telling me that you got kicked out, but tell me how that feels when you get kicked out. Because I know the original reason that you went there was because you were homeless, and because of that, you wanted to stay out the rain and whatnot. And that wasn't something that I think you counted on being kicked out. No. So tell me about that. How you feel about
I mean, these jokers over there, they're making you sweep and clean stuff and, stick all our food stamps in the pot together, and they decide what kind of food they're gonna get, for the whole community. There's like 6 guys over there, and I don't know. I just was a little bit too structured, kind of
Okay,
thing
all
for
right.
me. I like to be, kind of fly by the seat of my pants.
I see.
But yeah, to answer your question, I mean, it doesn't feel good to get kicked out of there, but it's probably better off.
Mm.
Um,
It seems rather than having a confrontation, it'd be better kicked out. So, do you seem like there's a problem with authority, or is that something that rubs you the wrong way when you have rules that you got to go by, like I'm sure they do in Camp Haven?
yeah, I'm not a big fan of rules and authority figures,
Mm.
because
Where do you think that would lead you to if wherever you go, you're not able to adapt to the rules and you've got a problem with the people that you come in contact? What would that do for you? I mean, where would that lead you to eventually?
well, I mean, to the big house, I mean, there's laws out there and rules, and everywhere you go, I just try to figure out ways to avoid most of them without getting thrown in jail.
You think that there's some path that we could take in order to take a look at the behavior to maybe modify it? Do you think that there's some solution that we haven't thought about that we might want to consider when we're talking about rules, and because you mentioned the food stamps, and you tell me, is it a good thing to have food stamps in order to buy food or not?
Well, you don't have to work for them, So I mean, but no, I mean, I want to have that stuff. I want to have a job and a place to stay. I guess just it's a lot of responsibility.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: when you, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you feel as though when you confront these people, you can't take them because of for whatever reason, and you get angry, on a scale of 1 to 10, when does your anger spike? Because you got obviously kicked out of there, and they don't kick out everybody in there because there's guys there over there.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what does that anger look like for you when you're getting scared, when you're getting frustrated or angry with it?
Um, like throughout the week, I keep to myself. I isolate. Kind of do this, that, and I'm at a 1, and then it's like it's building, and I may be like a 2, and then I go right to 10.
Jump
It's
right
like,
up there.
bang, yeah, just for whatever
No
reason.
warning or anything.
Yeah, stupid stuff.
You feel like you want to clock the guy or something?
Yeah, the guy parks too close to my car. I want to go break his jaw for him.
Okay. Okay, all right. So it seems to me like we might want to focus on some anger issues. Let me ask you this: how do you feel about going to one of the sessions that we could set up for you without a problem, and 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 get you to take one class? How would you feel about something like that?
Anger management class.
Anger management class.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can push through that.
Okay. Second thing is, since you're homeless, we have ways to collaborating with other agencies so that you don't stay homeless. Would you be receptive to something like you going and having a meeting with people who could set you up for some other homeless shelters? Because this one obviously doesn't rub too well with you, but there are other places out there. How would you feel about
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I like the Camp Haven idea because they, they worked with, there was like a substance abuse kind of, all the guys had, drinking drug problems and stuff. So, I mean, you can find a place like that helps with
Okay, sure. There's different agencies out there that we know that we can get you up to, especially. But let me ask you this: how long has this? Obviously, are you talking drinking and drugs? Is that something that you do, correct?
Yeah.
So how long has this been going
on? I mean, since like I was 12.
Okay, all right. So, were your parents ever aware of the fact that you were doing this, or at what point did they find out that?
They didn't care, I mean, they were always yelling at me, but they did the stuff too, They were drinking and smoking pot and,
just
having their parties, but they were always targeting me whenever I do stuff like that, They were always right up my behind.
Okay, all right. So you saw a bit of inconsistency, maybe you might call it hypocrisy, as far as your parents were concerned, and that they didn't want you to do it, but they were doing it. Is that
do
correct?
as I say, not as I do.
Okay, all right. So let me just reframe or paraphrase what I'm hearing so far. You got kicked out of Camp Haven because of anger issues. You were homeless, which is something that you didn't really want to have happen to you. You are receptive to go into a place where you can get back on your feet, and you have some alcohol and drug problems that you'd like to take care of. I got that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that can be done, because I think that despite everything, you have a personality that is engaging. So people get to like you, but when you spike, as you said, from 1 to 2 to 10, that's something that would probably scare a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't know how. And some folks are able to react in a docile manner. Yeah. Other folks are liable to be just as violent as you, if not more so. That doesn't seem conducive to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Do I have that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, 1 to 2, I'm a lovable kind of guy. And then, but when I get to that 10, which is just like that,
Like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, maybe?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, well, I think that's something that needs to be taken care of, but it's not something that's insurmountable, because the solution, probably more than you think, comes from within you. For instance, if you had, this is hypothetical, but if you did have a job, how would that change your life?
I would love to have a job. I mean, I don't have a problem getting a job, as I said, anger-wise, I'm at a 1 to 2,
So the problem isn't getting a job, it's keeping a job, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's interesting as well, because if you could get it, you'd come to a place where you could become self-sustaining. You'd reach autonomy. You'd be able to handle things on yourself without relying on the help for anybody else. And if you got to the point where you could do that, how would you feel?
Pretty darn good. I feel a lot better than I do now. I probably wouldn't, drink as much.
Okay. And we've established that, yeah, you have a drinking problem, but you're not denying that. You're pretty much open to it.
That's what you do out on the street, is drinking.
Well, when you receive food stamps, you have to have an address. And if you're homeless, you don't have an address. So obviously they couldn't send you the food stamps unless you got a friend or a buddy that would receive them for you. And you're not supposed to do that. That's illegal. You get more problems, and on and on and on it goes. So because of that, it's something where I think that if we could see how this behavior is not helping you, maybe you and I could come up with a solution to modify it so that it would be to your benefit as opposed to your detriment. You follow me on that one? Okay, that's what we want to do. So, how is your relationship with your mom and your dad? How's that
Well, I don't talk to mom. I haven't talked to my mom in like a couple of years.
going?
And I don't want to have anything to do with that witch.
Okay. Well, there's obviously something there because most folks wouldn't say that, but you have your reason for that, and I respect that because I haven't gone through what you went through. So you could tell me there's obviously something out there, and if you don't want to talk about it, please don't feel obligated in any way or pressured to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It gets me angry to talk about it. But, yeah, I don't talk a whole lot about her, but she's just she just wasn't there for me. I just it reached out a hand, and it was like I'm always the strong one. I'm never vulnerable, And I asked her for help once, and it's like she just,
Mm-hmm.
spit all over me. That's what it felt like anyway. So.
Okay. Well, it didn't feel, obviously, it sounds like it didn't feel good when that happened. You couldn't express yourself like you wanted to, it seems, to someone who you expect to be the closest to, in this case, was your mother, right? So, because of that, you've got something, but I don't, I don't know if it's good for you to retain that inside because it's you reworking it. You know what I'm saying? So you can express any way you want to how you feel if you want to, but I know that there's got to be a way where you can't hold on to this if you want to move forward because obviously it's not helping you when you go to these places, these homeless shelters. You've expressed your desire to want a job, which is a good thing, which means that within you there is an innate desire to be self-sufficient. That's admirable. I really, that's really good. And if you could reach the point where you understand that you can let go of the past and that your past doesn't define you, your future is unlimited. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And I think that's in you too. So because of that, I think that we would want to concentrate more on moving forward, but letting go of the past. You think something like that could be done if we delve into it, you suppose?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just say that in your case, we've got to get you to these services to do that. Now, there's some changes that will have to be done. So I want you to do me a favor. Have you ever journaled before? Okay. Are you opposed to the idea of when you get in anger to maybe writing that down to see what's moving you to anger, what's provoking you to do that?
I could, sure, yeah.
Okay. Let that be your homework for our next assignment. What I want you to do is the next time you get in a situation when you're in a more stable environment, I want you to just pull yourself apart, and I want you to just journal what's provoking you or moving you to do that. But beyond that, I want you to consider implementing 2 to 3 exercises that calm you down. What do you like to do? You like to listen to music? You like to sing? What do you like to do?
I haven't done it in a little while, but I used to go to the beach and collect these shells, and I'd make like figurines out of the shells.
Perfect. I want you to do that. I want you to go on a long walk to the beach. And you said your scale shoots up to a 10. So once you've done that and you come back, then I want you to sit down in your journal and I want you to write how you feel once you've collected those seashells. And that's a relaxing activity. I want you to do 2 to 3 relaxing activities that bring your anger down. You think you can do that?
Yeah. Like a diary?
Well, it's not like a diary. It's like a journal. You can consistent because I want you to have it for the next session that we're going to have, which should be in a couple of weeks. So you got plenty of time. You have my number. Does that sound like something that you'll be able to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a diary, but not so in that you can write what you want down there, your innermost feelings and what's driving you. Okay, and that's what we want to try and do that. So, unfortunately, our time is ended, but our session will continue, and I'm glad you came over there. And remember, you got more inner strength than you believe, and we're going to try and search that inner strength so you can be that much more stronger. Is that all right?
Thanks.
Okay, you take care.
You too.